In the last video, we saw that by adding this one-liner dependency in build.gradle file of our Spring Boot application, it automatically adds basic security and presents a login page for accessing the application. If you did not watch the video, it is suggested to watch it. Link is at the top right corner. In this video, we will understand different ways to define valid users to log into the application. As soon as this dependency is added, Spring Boot creates a user whose username is user and generates a password which is printed in the logs. Start the application. Here is the password. This password will be different every time the application is started. This is the controller class with a single method mapped to a URL. This will be accessible at URL localhost :8080/home. Go to the browser, access this URL. Here is the login page. Username will be user. Let's go back and copy the password. Paste it. Click login button. Login is successful. This method is not secure since it prints password in the logs. Also, you might not want the password to change every time the application starts. To overcome these problems, Spring Boot Security provides another way to define a user and password. Go to application.properties file in src/main/resources folder. There is a property spring.security.user.name which defines a user. Define username as demo user. Likewise, there is another property spring.security.user.password which defines its password. Set the password as password. Restart the application. Look, Spring Security did not create any user on its own. Back to the browser. Refresh the page. Try adding default username and password that we copied earlier. It says bad credentials. Now, provide the username and password that we defined. Click Login. It allows to log into the application. There are a couple of problems with this method as well. It is not secure to define a user and password in properties file. Further, with these two methods, you could have only one user. A real-world application has more than one users. To solve this, Spring Security provides a third way to configure users. Till now, we looked at default security configurations provided by Spring Security. Now is the time to customize it, and we will start by creating in-memory users. To provide our own security configuration, first we need to create a class that extends Web Security Configurer Adapter. To create in-memory users, we need to override its configure method. If we go to Web Security Configurer Adapter, it has three overloaded configure methods. To configure users, we need to override configure method that takes an object of type Authentication Manager Builder. Let's copy the signature of this method and paste it in our configuration class. To add users, use this auth object to call in-memory authentication method. Set the name of user using withUser method and provide a username. Say demo user. Now set its password with password method. We also need to set the authority of this user. Authorities is similar to role of a user and it is a simple string. For now, set the authority of this user to user. This can be any string and need not be user or admin. Based on this role, we can control the access of this user to application URLs. For example, a user with admin role can access all URLs, while a user with some other role can access only some of the URLs. Finally, we need to set a password encoder. This password encoder tells Spring Security how to encode user enter password, which algorithm to use, what will be the length of the keys, etc. There are different password encoders available in Spring Security, such as Standard Password Encoder, bcrypt password encoder, PBKDF2 password encoder, etc. For this video, we will not be using any password encoder, and for that purpose, use no op password encoder, which means that the password will not be encoded. To add a password encoder, we need to use the password encoder method, which can be called by chaining authorities method with AND method. To create a no-op password encoder, we need to use its getInstance method. GetInstance is static, so we can call it by using the class name directly. This is deprecated, as you can see, and should not be used in actual applications. It is fine for demo purposes only. Mark this class with @configuration annotation so that it is discovered by Spring Container at startup, and its configure method is automatically called to apply our configuration settings. Remove the user that we define in application.properties file since we are creating a user inside our own configuration. Run the application. Back to the browser. Refresh the page. Log in with user credentials that we just created. We are able to log in. This method is also called in-memory user authentication. You can create as many users as you like by chaining with user, password, and authorities methods. Let's have a look. After the authorities method, chain other methods with AND method. Create a user, let's say admin, set its password and authorities. This will create two users, one with name demo user and other with admin. That is all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like it and subscribe the channel if the video was useful.